Who were the Furies? The terrifying truth behind the kindly ones. In the ancient world, there were gods you prayed to, gods you feared, and gods you never spoke of at all. The Furies belonged to that last category. Dangerous, relentless, older than Zeus, older than Olympus itself. And today, as modern fantasy resurrects them in new stories like Daughter of Crows, the question returns. Who were the Furies really? And why did the Greeks whisper their name instead of saying it aloud? If you enjoy mythology brought to life like this video, and subscribe for more myths in minutes. Now let us enter the realm of the kindly ones. The name itself is a warning. The Greeks called them the kindly ones not because they were kind, but because they were not. Speaking their true name invited attention, and attention invited punishment. So mortals spoke in euphemisms. It was protection disguised as respect. In myth, the Furies were three sisters: Alecto, Megaera, Tisiphone. They descended from the blood of Uranus when he fell at the hands of his son Cronus. This origin made them primordial, not divine in the Olympian sense. Divine in the ancient sense. Born from violence, made from injustice. Created to correct the imbalance that shattered the cosmos. Their purpose was simple: hunt those who broke the natural order, especially crimes that violated family. Betrayal, murder of kin, oaths broken under the sacred eye of the gods. The Furies were not judges. They did not weigh guilt. They pursued guilt. Anyone who carried it, anyone who hid from it, anyone who pretended they could outrun consequence. In every myth, the arrival of a Fury marks a shift from story to reckoning. He avenged the murder of his father by killing his mother, a crime that tore the natural order in half. Immediately, the Furies rose from the earth to hunt him. Not because he was wrong, not because he was right, because the universe demanded balance, and they enforced it through terror. Their methods were psychological. They did not strike with weapons, struck with conscience. Madness, guilt, relentless pursuit. The Greeks imagined them appearing in dreams, in shadows, behind the eyes of someone who thought they had escaped responsibility. You could not fight a Fury. You could only endure them or confront the truth they embodied. This is where their power becomes mythologically unique. Most gods represent forces of nature, storms, seas, war, but the Furies represent a force inside the human mind. They are divine consequences, manifestations of the part of the self that refuses to forget what was done. They are guilt given form. Later Greek writers transformed them again. They became symbols of justice, protectors of the vulnerable, guardians of the moral fabric. No king or god could override. The Furies were terrifying but necessary. Without them, stories would spiral into chaos. With them, stories reached equilibrium. That's why calling them the kindly ones made sense. It was both fear and respect, honor and caution. Mortals knew the truth. They were not kind. They were necessary. Without consequence, there is no order. Without order, there is no world. And this is exactly why modern stories are returning to them. Daughter of Crows is only one example. Fantasy is shifting toward themes of vengeance and accountability. Characters shaped not by destiny, but by reckoning. And the Furies are the perfect archetype for this age. They are vengeance without cruelty. They are justice without mercy. They are the shadow a culture casts when it demands truth. The Greeks said the Furies rise when the world forgets its obligations, when oaths lose meaning, when people believe they can act without answering for it. In myth, that moment is always followed by their return. Which brings us to the final truth. The Furies are not just ancient, they are perennial. Every era resurrects them when needed, and every era tries to rename them to avoid drawing their attention. But the Greeks were clear. You cannot hide from what you owe. Not to the gods, not to others, not to yourself. If you want more deep dives into ancient myth, subscribe and join the journey. This is Pantheon. Myths in Minutes.